If you're struggling to come up with content ideas, you're probably missing this one crucial step. Now, I'm going to walk you through an entire system so you can come up with content ideas, batch create that content, and keep it organized for when you schedule it out. Stay tuned and let's chat about how to create content. Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Nick Russell, and this is Let's Chat Tech with Nick. Now, I've been a freelance social media manager since 2017, and in that time, I've worked in a ton of different systems. And even before I started my own business as a social media manager, I worked with a company called The Beer Store, and this was before even Instagram was around. I created content and helped promote different events and different charity events like the Returns for Leukemia Bottle Drive. Starting their Twitter account back when it was Twitter, the Facebook page as well as the Instagram page, and grew that to thousands of followers as we promoted the events all across Ontario. And in 2017, when I transitioned to Rustech, I've been a freelance social media manager since then, and I've used a ton of different systems, including spreadsheets, Word docs. I've used different platforms like Hootsuite, and it wasn't until I found Notion that I really started to love how I keep my content organized. Now, that's not only the best part. Creating content for not only myself, but all my clients can be very time consuming. So I learned ways on how to batch create all of that content at once, as well as a much better way to create content for my clients and answer the questions their audience wants to know. So in this video, we're going to talk about those three steps: finding out what your audience wants to see, creating and batch creating all of that content, and then a system to keep that all organized into one central hub. So let's dive into the first system, and that's how to actually find out what your audience wants to know. Now, the first step to creating content is creating content your audience wants to see. And there's no better way to do that than answer the questions they're actually asking. And that's why I started to use this ChatGPT prompt and Reddit to do exactly that. Find out the questions your audience is asking, and then use ChatGPT to help you create content that they want to see and to answer their questions. Now, that's not the end-all be-all. You still have to modify it slightly to your niche and in your own voice, but this is the first stepping stone into finding out what your audience wants to see. So let's dive into that right now. So this hack is probably one of my favorite I've seen in a very long time. It's something that I use quite often. Now, before you start using this, using ChatGPT is a helpful tool, but it's not meant to do the work for you. Now, after I show you this, it's going to come up with a ton of content ideas and basically lay out the content for you. But once that's done, what I would suggest is tailor that to your niche. Get a little more specific with it. Now, you can do that in Notion after you use ChatGPT. You can use a spreadsheet, however you use that. And then in the next hack, I'm going to show you actually how to lay this out in Canva to batch create all of your content and all of your reels all at once. And again, when you use that next tip, this is where you could edit that. So first, let's dive into the ChatGPT and Reddit hack I was mentioning. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to search on Reddit for whatever topic it is that you want to talk about. So for example, say I want to create content for productivity. So in the search, I'm going to type productivity. So what it's going to do is it's going to come up with a whole bunch of things. Now, this is where we're going to find out exactly what your audience is asking. This is what your audience wants to know. So what we're going to do is we're going to first keep that. We're going to go to ChatGPT, and what we're going to do is we're going to put this prompt, I've already got it written out, but check out this page and give me the most popular questions people in this niche are asking. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to ChatGPT. We're going to select all and copy that address. We're going to paste it and hit enter. Now what ChatGPT is going to do is it's going to search through all of the responses, all of the things that people are asking on Reddit. Now this is giving me two separate examples. So we're going to look through and see exactly what this is. So we have, let's use this one. Now that we have all of these questions, the next thing we want to do is we actually want to create content with those questions. So what you're going to do is you're going to type in this prompt. I'm going to copy it from my cheat sheet next to me. So what we're going to do, I'm an expert in this niche. Turn these questions into scripts for viral TikTok videos. You could put Facebook posts, Instagram Reels, whatever the case may be, whatever works for you. Then float up. Each script should contain a hook, like 3 ways to, followed by the most desired outcomes, or how to, followed by one of the most desired outcomes, or stop doing this if you want to, followed by one of the most desired outcomes. Deliver a call to action, a CTA, at the end of each video, and please deliver this in a table format. That's important because that's going to help us with creating content in the next tip. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit enter. Now you can use the next tip if you want, or if you're just creating content like this, you could put this into a Notion database like I do, and we're also going to talk about that. You can put this in a spreadsheet, or however you create content in whatever content calendar you use, you can use that. So right off the hop, it's giving me a hook, the script/body, and a call to action. So it's given me right now 5, what was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 pieces of content. Now you could elaborate and ask for 20, 30 when you initially ask it to look for the content in Reddit. You can modify that for how many pieces of content you want, but you can take this, highlight it, copy it, and paste it, and there you go. You have right off the hop with this example 5 really good posts, really pieces of good content you could post as Reels, as TikToks, whatever the case may be. Now there you have it. That is how to actually find out what your audience wants to create. So with that, we're going to dive into the next step and actually use Canva to batch create all of that content. In this example, like I said, it is 5 TikTok videos, 5 Reels, but we're going to use these 5 pieces of content and create all of that in one shot. So let's talk about Canva. Now, Canva has grown into an incredibly powerful tool, especially for content creators and social media managers and so many other different industries. And using this ChatGPT prompt that we just went through, creating all of that content, I'm going to show you how to actually use Canva and create those 5 Reels, TikTok videos all in one shot. So you don't have to create each individual, worry about editing. You do that all in one shot. And here's how to do that. All right, so here is the second step. This is the second secret. This is taking all of that data and putting it into Canva so we can bulk create all of our Reels, our TikToks, or whatever the case may be. Now, in this example, we'll create 5 TikTok videos, but you could do it however you'd like. So now that we have our table in ChatGPT, I want you to type in, download this table into a CSV file. And what that'll do is ChatGPT will automatically give you a file you can download to your computer. Now I've already done this, so that's already downloaded. That all of this data is in one. So let's put this into Canva. So in Canva, what we're going to do is we're going to start with a TikTok video. And then if you have your own videos, your own dances, lip syncs, whatever you want to use so your audience will stay entertained. You can upload those, or you can be faceless and use videos that Canva already has for you. So we're going to go into videos, and I'll just use this generic blue-green color video to start with. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have to get some text what we can align with those three properties: the hook, the body, and the call to action. So I'm going to type text. We're going to put in one here, and then we're going to Control C and then Control V, copy and paste one more time. And we're going to call this one hook. We're going to call this one body. We're going to call this one CTA. Now I'm going to make them a little smaller so won't look as jumbled, but as we create them, we'll fix that. So once you do that, again, go to ChatGPT, make sure you get that CSV file from them, and then you're going to go to apps. What you're going to do in apps is you're going to go down a little bit to bulk create. Now, you could either enter the data manually or upload the data, and that's what we're going to do. So once I upload that, we're going to take the CSV file that ChatGPT created for us and hit open. So now that we have that data, we have to connect this hook, this body, and this CTA to the headlines we have. So let's start with hook. You're going to right click on hook and connect data. From there, what you're going to do is I want this to be the hook, and you can see that connected. We'll do the same for the body. Right click. We're going to put script to body, and we're going to right click, connect data, and call to action. So we have those connected. Hit continue, and it has all of the data here. We're going to hit generate 5 designs. Now what that's going to do is it's going to create a new tab and have all 5 different TikToks. So for example, let's take the first one. We can adjust it as we see fit. You can change the font, change the color, even add a different video to it. You can take the duration, make it a little longer if you want. And then you'll see that's 3 ways to stop procrastinating. Now we'll go to the second one. Same thing. We could quickly edit this one, the third, and so on. There it is. That's it. You have 5 really quick and easy to use TikTok videos, Instagram Reels, whatever the case may be. 5 pieces of content done just like that. It's that simple. How awesome is Canva when it comes to batching all of your content? So far we've gone through actually finding out what your audience wants to know to batch creating all of the content that they want to see. Now, we want to make sure we have all of that in one central location. So when we're creating all of this content and scheduling it out, everything's all in one spot. So let's talk about this last system. We're going to talk about Notion. Now, Notion is a tool that I've been using for a few years now, and it's slowly becoming my favorite app, overtaking Todoist. Not quite, I still love Todoist, but Notion is right up there. And Notion basically runs my entire life and my entire business. So I want to show you step by step exactly how I create content in one central content hub for all of my different types of content, from image post to text post to short form and long form videos, and how to actually capture all of your ideas all in one spot. So let's dive in and chat about Notion. All right, like I said, this is the last tool, last system, last resource that I use, and I use Notion more than any other app, maybe other than Todoist. But here I have everything all in one spot. This is my content planning calendar, but my content planning hub. It's a hub for everything to create content, whether that be for your Facebook and Instagram, LinkedIn, whether it be short form video for Instagram Reels, TikToks, even YouTube videos, email newsletters, and even planning out your funnels. Now, I won't focus so much on the funnel or email, but we're going to focus on creating content for today. So the first thing is, let's talk about the planning inbox. Now, something I use with my phone and with Notion is quickly capturing information on the fly. So you could be out and about for dinner, on a walk, sitting watching TV, and a content idea comes to you. You don't want to forget that. You want to have a spot to quickly capture that, and then you could organize that later. So that's where my widget comes in for Notion. So the first thing you're going to do with this widget, I'm going to tap the plus, the widget, and right now it's automatically set. I have two inboxes. I have my main second brain, and then I have my content planning inbox. So you could share right from a social media app into Notion and set that, or you can type in content idea 1. So once I do that, hit done, and that's going to automatically go into my planning hub. Now, unfortunately, it's not hooked up to this template, but it goes in there. So from there, what's going to happen is we'll just pretend we save this content idea 1. So it'll save something similar to this, and that's in the inbox. So when you get back to your laptop, your computer, and you're going to create content, you can see all of the ideas that you've had throughout the week, throughout the day, whatever the case may be. Open that up and add some notes to it. Add some tags, so it could be TikTok video, Instagram reel, YouTube video, and have different tags. So TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. So I want this to go to YouTube and into TikTok. So it'll tag that. You can set a date that you want to look at this. And then if you have a URL, you could add that and then add any notes that you want to it. Now, once you're done with it in the inbox, you can organize that using the pair method that Tiago Forte developed. So projects, you're going to do that right away. Areas, something that you may use a couple times, you want to reference again. If it's just a resource, so say you quickly captured a ChatGPT prompt, like the one we already talked about, you can capture that in the inbox and keep that in your resources so you can always follow up with that prompt. Or archive. Once you're done with something, move it to archive. But for this example, we're going to select projects, and you'll notice it disappeared from here. And when you go into projects, there it is. So we're taking care of that. Once we're done with this, we can archive it, and it disappears from there. You'll notice we go back to the navigation. It's in the archive. I'll delete this for now because obviously I don't need this. And then we'll get back out into the template. So creating social media content, this is our content calendar, and I use this for Facebook, Instagram, for text and image content. So in here, you can have a whole list of hashtag collections. So if you want a collection of branded hashtags or hashtags in your niche that you want to use all the time, you can save this in the toggle. Just copy and paste and put it into your scheduling platform. And I would suggest have a few in here, but still use hashtags that are relevant to each and every post that you're using. This is just a guideline here. But when you're creating content, we're going to type new. So the name of the post, the date that it's going to go out. And if you want to have a reminder, you can set a reminder there. If you now, when you're doing your research, you want to find out what times is best to post. So I'm going to post whatever this is at 1 p.m. because I looked for this. What platform? I'm going to put this, let's say I'm going to do Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. So Facebook is best time is 1 o'clock. Let's go 10 a.m. for Instagram and 6 p.m. for LinkedIn. So I have it in that order. And then you could type in your caption. Let me see. Slide this over a touch so you can see a little more. So type in your caption, any hashtags that are relevant to that post. If you don't want to use the collection, type in your file name so you can, when you're scheduling and you want to upload the photo, you know exactly what file you're looking for, a URL, or you could actually upload a file right here if you want to upload that picture. Now, I've never paid for Notion, so I don't have the space to upload it here, but here's a really cool tip, so you're able to do that. So let's back out of here. Now, let's talk about creating our TikTok content. So there's a little bit more that goes into creating a TikTok video, like scripting, researching different video ideas. So in here, same idea, your caption, you can type a niche that you're looking at. So productivity, or it could be tech, it could be accounting, whatever the case may be. So whatever niche you're creating content for, you can add a tag, the status. If you're an idea, you're researching, you're creating the copy, scripting it, filming, editing, so on and so forth. If it's in your drafts for TikTok, and then when it gets published, just so you know when that content is going out. And then adding your hashtags and your published date when you want it published. And then we're going to click on the actual template here. So you have a section for all of your research. So you can type in all the data you want, all the research you do for the videos. And then you can go and actually script your video. So your intro, your hook, your body, and your call to action. And here you have a section for that and a section for the title of that section. And that's how you quickly create your TikTok videos. Now, YouTube is even more in depth than that. And actually, what I'll show you is, instead of using this, I'll show you my TikTok. So let's get into, my YouTube. Now, I have this all planned out. All of my videos are laid out in a status. So we're filming this one today. But if I'm creating a brand new video, we're going to use the brand new template. So here I have a video number, and I do that by year, so 25, and then I do that by the month. So I'll have a handful of videos that are 2504 for all the videos going out in April, dash the actual video that I've created. So this video here is 250440. And my next video, 250441. If you want to add a cover to that, the video cover, the video title, or what you want it called in here, your niche that you're going to create it for, the status of the video, if you have any sponsors, your planned, your updated, and actual publish date, and then when you're done, the URL for your video when it's done. And then the title ideas, so your actual headlines for YouTube, your thumbnail ideas, write out what you want to create as a thumbnail, caption, the tags, and sponsor information. Then in the checklist, so I'll have a whole checklist what I want here. So I've got the niche, I've got the sponsor information, so on, so forth, and we're going to do that. So we're going to make that just a touch bigger. We're going to go to the back here, and then I have your shot checklist and your filming schedule. So you can actually go by the shot name, the status of the shot, the scene number, shot number, what camera you're using. So for me, if I'm using this webcam or if I'm using my S20 FE for my main camera to film videos, or if I'm out and about using my Fold 4, I could use that, whatever the case may be. And then when you're actually going to schedule each shot, your notes, and then the script like the other one. Your scene number, your section, your body, and your filming clip. And that's it. That's how I plan out all of my videos. So it's as simple as that. That's how I use Notion to plan out all of my content. Now, stay tuned. I want to talk a little bit more about Notion. Now, how cool is that? See, that is Notion, and I absolutely love creating content using this system. Now, it's taken me some time and some tweaks, but I use that content calendar, that content hub, every single day, especially the planning inbox and how I quickly capture information. So if I'm scrolling on TikTok through YouTube Shorts or Reels and I see ideas that I want to model, or if I'm out and about, I can quickly capture all of that information, put it into my planning inbox, and then transfer that into the projects area. And then when I'm done with it, move it instantly down into the archives. So that right there is Notion and how I create content and keep everything all organized in one single spot. So that's the video I have for you this week. And if you want to get your hands on my content planning hub, what I'll do is I'm going to put the description or the link in the description below in this video. So you can go and grab that for yourself. And believe me, I've been using this system in Notion for some time now, and it has changed the way I create content. Everything's all in one spot, and it has saved me hours of work having everything nice, neat, and organized all right here in Notion. So again, if you want to get that content calendar for yourself or the content planning hub, I'll put the link in the description below. And if you like this video, if you got any value out of it, please feel free to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and leave a comment. And maybe let me know what type of videos you want to see going forward. So with all of that said, I'll see you on the next video.